welcome back. Giving Spirits, a whiskey tasting experience. It's an event that will benefit the Community Food Bank of Eastern Oklahoma, and it takes place on Friday, November 6th. That is next Friday. And this morning on Two Works for You, we have Jeff Marlowe, who is the manager of culinary service for the Community Food Bank of Eastern Oklahoma, here with us. He's going to talk a little bit about the event and also show us how to cook with whiskey, which is very creative. Yes, sounds like a lot of fun. First, tell us about the event next Friday.
So Giving Spirits, November 6th from 7 to 10 p.m. at the Renaissance Convention Center here in Tulsa. We're going to have over 50 whiskeys, vendors out talking about them, giving tastings, mixologists, live music, silent auction, raffles, lots of really nice food.
It's a chance to get out there and kind of sample some different whiskeys.
Yes, ma'am.
And tell me about whiskey. I'm not a whiskey drinker. I mean, what is the difference between whiskeys and the taste of it?
Well, you have your whiskeys, you have your scotches, you have your bourbons, and you have your single malt scotches, and so it's just kind of a flavor profile that's your preference of what you like. Yeah. But charred in oak, and they put it in barrels and age them, and they're really good. It's delicious. To learn about whiskey. Lots to learn about whiskeys, and we'll actually have some seminars out there where you can learn something about it.
And today we're learning more about whiskey and how you can cook with it.
Ma'am. Well, with the holidays,
tell me about what we're making.
With the holidays upon us, I'm going to do a little whiskey glazed sweet potatoes, and I've already prepared the sweet potatoes and the Fuji apples. I bake the sweet potatoes off. You peel the skin off of them. You core and peel your Fuji apple. You layer them in a
so the sweet potatoes are already cooked, but the apples are not.
Apples are not, because they cook a lot quicker than the sweet potatoes. And so then what you do is you make your little sauce that would go over the sweet potatoes and Fuji apples. And so that's what I'm going to do today for you. So I've got some pecan pieces right here, okay? So what you do is you would put them in a hot skillet and let them toast, get kind of brown, and you'll start smelling them. I like to say when you're toasting nuts, they kind of give a popcorny smell off to them. So
yeah, I can already smell that.
They smell like popcorn great when you're toasting them. Okay. So when you're doing that, you get those toasted where you want. Then you'd add your butter. You'd add all the other ingredients. So lots of butter. Okay.
How much butter is that? Whole stick?
That's a whole stick of butter for the recipe.
You know it's going to be good then.
Yeah. Go ahead and add your.
Oh, is that the whiskey?
Yep, add your whiskey. So if you're doing it over an open flame, you always want to pull it away from the flame because whiskey is combustible. Yeah. All right? And you don't want to,
fire.
it would flame up and get you. This is agave nectar. It's amber agave nectar. Okay. And so we're using agave nectar instead of brown sugar, and it kind of cuts down on the sugar content where it's not so
Yeah, the agave process is different in your body, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's natural. You know, it's a little better for you. We got cinnamon, nutmeg, and then
that smells great already.
Cayenne.
Okay. Ooh.
Okay.
Spice it up.
A little spice to it, and then kosher salt. And so what you would do when you get to that point, you'd let this render for about 2 minutes, kind of thicken up, and then when you get to that point where it's kind of thickened up and caramelized up, you would take it over here, and you'd pour it over your sweet potatoes and Fuji apples. All right, just like this.
And cooking it takes the alcohol content out of the whiskey.
It does. It leaves the flavor of it. It gives you that nice flavor of the whiskey, but then cooks the alcohol content out of it. So then what you do is you pop that in the oven at 375 for 45 minutes until it's nice and tender, and then you get something that looks like this. You could put some marshmallows on it, or you could finish it off with some homemade, whipped cream over the top of it like that, and then serve it up for Thanksgiving.
It looks fabulous, and it smells great, and even better for me, it's gluten-free. I don't eat gluten.
There you go.
Awesome. I love that. Jeff, thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. One more time, the Giving Spirits, a whiskey tasting experience, is next Friday, November 6th at the Renaissance Hotel and Convention Center. It starts at 7 p.m. All the funds raised will benefit the Community Food Bank of Eastern Oklahoma. So I hope you go out and enjoy it. Sounds like a lot of fun. Thank you once again, Jeff.